What's good, YouTube? Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of the NBA Pull-Up. I am Tony Ramsey, giving you a quick recap of last night's NBA action. 3 games on the schedule from last night that we'll jump into. 2 games feature teams that have been very surprisingly undefeated so far. We'll also take a look at tonight's slate of NBA games, let you know what my predictions are, and it's a little bit more details about what's going on in the NBA today. So without any further delay, let's go ahead and jump into it. One of the early games we had was the Sixers and the Pistons. This game was actually on NBA TV last night. And the Pistons ended up pulling this one out in Detroit, 133-132. No Ben Simmons in this game, which gave Markelle Fultz a chance to start at point guard. And he played decent. He had 13 points, 6 boards. Also in this game, Blake Griffin dropped a huge 50 points. If you watched one of my previous videos, I did mention that Blake Griffin looks like he's going to have an MVP type of season this year. He looks like he's a little bit more nimble. Not quite as athletic as he used to be, but he has that ability to create off the dribble, hit a few pull-up jumpers nowadays, and I think that's going to be great for the Pistons all season long as he can stay healthy. One thing I think they should watch out for is having Blake and Andre Drummond not fall in love with a three-pointer, which seems like that's going to happen early in the season as they try out new things, make sure that they can extend their games. But we'll see what happens there. Another thing to look out for, I would love to see the Pistons move away from letting Reggie Jackson run the point as much and let Ish Smith take over the ball handling a little bit more. I think that's going to work well for them long term. Another key thing from this game, Joel Embiid had 33, 11 boards, and 7 assists. Had a big flop late in the game that got Andre Drummond ejected, and it was a pretty clear flop. He can probably expect to see a fine coming up pretty soon. I personally don't have a problem with it. That's part of the game, and the official has to know not to fall for those type of shenanigans. But hey, Joel Embiid pulled it off. It worked. Pistons ended up pulling it away. They are now 3-0 on the season, surprisingly, and I did have in my predictions making a run at that 8th seed, which I think is still going to be the case. And the Sixers now dropped to 2-2. Again, no Ben Simmons in this game. And Markelle Fultz at the point at 13 points, 6 boards, and 1 assist, 6 of 9 from the field. He also made, I think, about 3 or 4 jump shots, which is pretty good for them as the season progresses. Next up, we have the Clippers at the Pelicans. In this game, Clippers came in 2-1. They now dropped down to 2-2 as the Pelicans won this one 116-109. New Orleans is now 3-0 on the season. Anthony Davis with a big 34 points there. I also believe he had 13 boards and 5 blocks. 11-21 from the field, had a couple of threes. The brow is going to be unbelievable all season. That's pretty much what we can expect. The good thing for them is Julius Randle off the bench with 18 points and 5 boards. He looks very comfortable in that wide open, free-flowing offense New Orleans is put into the system this year. They spread the floor very well, and they really don't have any stars outside of Anthony Davis and Drew Holiday, arguably, but they have a bunch of role players that just know their roles and fit those roles perfectly. So I think the Pelicans will make the playoffs. I have them in the 6th or 7th seed in the West. I think that continues to go on all the way. Clippers now dropped the game they're down to 2-2. I think they will be in contention for a 500 record. Not sure if they can actually make the playoffs in that West, but I think they will be competitive all year. Said this before. And in the last game of the night, we had the Kings at the Nuggets. The Nuggets are looking like one of the best teams in the NBA. Those 3 home games do play a pretty big role in that. They take this one 126-112 behind, let's see here. No one really had a big game, but they did have 8 players in double figures. Jokic with 14, 12, and 6. Gary Harris with 18. Jamal Murray with 19. And for the Kings, Marvin Bagley with 20 points off the bench on 9 of 11 shooting. I like this kid's potential for the long term. He looks like he just fits right into the NBA game. Not big of adjustment for him there. He's a lot more mobile than people realize at 6'11", about 230 something pounds. So Kings need to go ahead and just let him and De'Aaron Fox take over there, start building for the future. They don't really have a chance at winning anything this year. I believe this is their 3rd loss. They're now 1-3 on the season. So if they were smart, they would let De'Aaron Fox and develop the chemistry with Marvin Bagley over the course of the season and try to make a swing at that number 8 seed next year. All right, look at tonight's game. NBA's on the schedule. Ton of games on tonight. We have the Mavericks at the Hawks. Mavericks 2-1, Hawks 1-2. I'm going to give that one to the Mavericks. This is their second meeting of the season. First game, Luka Doncic kind of struggled, but I think he's hit his get those jitters out, and he's going to have a good season going along. Nets at the Cavs, two teams that both sneak. Nets are 1-2. Cleveland is 0-3. Cleveland should get their first win of the season this year. They're favored by 3 points, but Brooklyn does have a lot of scoring. I think Brooklyn wins this one to drop the Cavs to 0-4. Knicks at the Heat. Miami is favored by 8 points. I'm going to go ahead and go with Miami in this one. Timberwolves at the Raptors. Timberwolves are 2-2. Raptors are 4-0. This is being played in Toronto, and Toronto is an 8-point favorite. I think Toronto wins this game. I also don't think they cover the spread. Hornets visiting the Bulls. Hornets at 2-2. Bulls at 0-3. Charlotte is a 3-point favorite. I am going to give this one to the Bulls. Actually, they're playing at home. Something about the young baby Bulls that I like. They will be without Chris Dunn for the next 4 to 6 weeks after he had knee surgery, but I think they have enough scoring from Levine and company to be able to take this one at home. Jazz visiting the Rockets. Both teams at 1-2. I think Houston will actually give this one to Utah. No Chris Paul in this game. I think Donovan Mitchell has a big game in a rematch from the playoffs here, and I'm going to give this one to Utah. The Rockets going to drop down to 1-3. Pacers at the Spurs. I'm going to go with, much as I want to pick the Pacers, something about the way that Popovich gets his team to perform no matter what the circumstances. I'm going to go ahead and pick the Spurs here. They are favored by 2.5 points, and I think they cover. 76ers at Milwaukee. Sixers coming off that loss last night, of course, to the Pistons. I forgot to mention Blake Griffin had 50 in that game, and he did drop that. He hit a huge and one late in the game to seal the victory for the Pistons. But for the Sixers in this game, Milwaukee's favored by 5.5 points. I'm going to go ahead and go with tough one. I'm going to go with Milwaukee in this one behind a huge game from Giannis as always. Embiid will probably have another big game. I don't think they have enough without Ben Simmons defensively to keep Milwaukee in check. Lakers at the Suns. Lakers are 0-3. Phoenix at 1-2. Gets to the Lakers. It's not going to be too much longer before LeBron gets his first win in the Laker jersey. I think tonight is the night. Lakers are favored by 3 points. I think they do cover. Grizzlies at the Kings. Kings another back-to-back now here. They're favored by a point. I will give the Kings this one as well at home. I think they pick up their second victory pretty easily there. And in the late game, we have the Wizards and the Warriors. In Golden State, Warriors favored by 10.5 points. It's a pretty big spread. Washington is coming off a big road win against Portland over the weekend. I'm going to go ahead and give this one to the Warriors, but I think that the Wizards will cover the spread. That's all we have for today, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you guys for tuning in to today's episode of The Pull-Up. I am Tony Ramsey. Please make sure that you subscribe down below. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button. Otherwise, we will talk to you guys tomorrow. Have a good day. Peace out.